Hello and welcome. This is going to be a divine partnership coaching video. Don't mind my horribly messy hair. I'm just keeping it real and raw today. What I want to talk about, in fact, in alignment with real and raw, is when we really need to recognize and get honest with ourselves. I see in a lot of comments, especially with readers, that are talking about like giving grace to divine masculines who are not being divine or being hurtful or things like that, especially when it's happened multiple times, and it's really easy to go to kind of a vengeful, defensive, either Queen of Swords or Nine of Wands sort of place, or even Four of Pentacles, and just feel really guarded, want to like cut them off, do things like that, because we sit and we might see them repeating karmic cycles and not choosing us, and it appears that they're not doing their healing, and that can, create our own self-worth issues, and then we start to wonder, like, oh, this is really my twin flame, and what is going on with this? Why are we stuck? Or even, like, they might be in another dimension, which is kind of a term for, behaving narcissistically. Not that they are a narcissist, but they're in their pain body. They're wearing a mask. They're being a bit grandiose. They're avoiding accountability. They may be even, like, coming to you for emotional support and then not holding space for you when you need it in that moment, or even screwing you over. And first of all, I'm never going to say, like, allow somebody to do that to you. Have healthy boundaries. No matter how much you love somebody. In fact, the more you love somebody, the more you want to have healthy boundaries with them. Especially if they are healing from their own toxicity. But I think it gets greatly overlooked to look at how are we reflecting? How are we doing the same things that they're doing? Like if union is blocked, or you're feeling pulled away from doing your own work and glowing up, it's usually because you're in a blame shame cycle. Like, it's easier to say, well, it's their fault. This is why this isn't happening. This is why I'm unhappy, when really, it's nobody's fault. And if you're choosing to look at that side of the truth, then you're choosing to be unhappy, when you could be looking at, okay, how am I also being immature? How am I also repeating cycles? And the more you end up going through kind of those phoenix moments and tower moments, as the false foundations of things crumble and you make better and healthier choices, you start to notice, actually, and you start to appreciate that you had a little more time. I know Fiery Grace talks about it a fair amount too, is like there will be a lot of, like, say, divine feminines that are like, I'm ready for union now. Why aren't they ready? Well, really, if you stop and look at it, are you? Do you have the work routine that you want going? Is it down pat? Are you ready to be a 50-50 partner financially? Are you, and if you don't want to work but you want to take care of the home, do you have healthy, organized routines for getting all of the house chores done, so that your masculine and partner can just worry about the work end of things? Do you have healthy responses when you are distressed, or do you automatically slam the door shut and remove your attention, play the silent treatment, get into karmic behaviors or your own narcissistic behaviors? Like, are you really ready? Like, in fact, the irony is, it's in those moments when we feel like we are most ready and we're not getting that reciprocation from our partner, that we are actually the least ready. And it's very similar to kind of the squeaky wheel thing. Like, if we feel unappreciated, we are probably committing that crime most ourselves and not appreciating what we have. And if we feel like somebody is being very slow, we are probably also being very slow. And if we feel like we're not getting external validation, we're probably also not giving it. So, don't fall on swords that are not your own. Don't take on blame, but, you're going to manifest your own glow up and union faster and in a more secure, enjoyable way. And you're going to enjoy the journey a lot more if whenever you get to the point of saying, like, I'm ready, why aren't they ready? Why isn't it happening? Or I see them making the same mistake over and over again, and I don't get it. If you stop and say, how am I doing the same thing? How am I being dishonest with myself? And how can I get really real with myself and face icky feelings, face consequences of the things that I've done, become more authentic, tend to my own garden, pull out the weeds, do the chores that I've been avoiding, you know, get really real, because if nothing else, if you have faith in spirit, God, source, the pantheons, whichever way you want to, whichever way your heart feels called towards, then spirit, your higher power, is not going to put you in the union that you want, that is supposed to be your 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles situation, until you are actually able to really appreciate it in all times, not just when you're being adored on and chosen and prioritized, but all the time. And when you're able to actually allow yourself to feel your feelings, communicate them in a healthy way, and have healthy boundaries, regardless of whether or not your partner is aligned with you and in sync, so that you're no longer in this like constant extreme of, you're not fitting in with my expectations, so I'm going to cut it off, or you've hurt me such and such a time, so I'm keeping score, I'm going to cut it off, and also not allowing the toxic behavior in the first place, and not beating up on yourself when there isn't need to withdraw. And I feel like a lot of what the twin flame journey is about is getting us to face ourselves and heal that stuff, because often what we are trained to do is to say, oh, well, that person is toxic, and so to be with them means I'm being unhealthy with myself and taking a self-worth hit. And actually, the irony is, while that's true in many respects, by only looking for people that fit perfectly with our narrative and aren't, that don't provide any sort of contrast, we actually are running from our own healing, which I'll do another video about because it's kind of a separate topic. But for right now, you know, as often as you can, be real and raw with yourself and with others. And when you feel like somebody's not in alignment with you, or you feel like your twin is not ready when you are ready, get real. You know, cut the shit. Look at it. Are you really ready? It's not always easy to admit. Heck, I got a Capricorn sun and a Gemini moon. Like, being ready is something that I really appreciate, and I have challenges with patience. Aries moon too, so the impulsivity is in there too. But when I stop and I really think about, why isn't my DM ready, or why is he continuing to make choices that seem like they are they're disaligned with our union, or even our friendship or ability to co-parent. When I stop and think about it, I see I'm not ready either. I still got things that I need to work on that were a part of the disharmony in our previous union, and that would only contribute to it later. And that actually helps me get to a point to where I appreciate that Spirit has not lined us up yet, because then I would still be taking self-worth hits for why it's not working, for why am I not magical enough and strong enough and divine enough to just be able to heal it as is. Because I'm still on the journey, because I still need more time too. And that's real, and that's raw, and that's not falling on their swords. It's just owning my own and cleaning them up and laying them down where I don't need them anymore, because swords are often like sharp thoughts. Anyways, I'm going to end this video here. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can leave them in the comment section below, or you can reach out to my email in the description box. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.